TLDR. My mom left my dad when I was 6 because he cheated once. She spent years turning me against him, remarried a good man, and built a stable life. Now I'm in college, and I just caught her cheating on my stepdad. She begged me not to tell him and threatened to cut me off. I haven't told anyone, but I can't see her the same way again. My mom took me away from my father when I was 6 years old because he cheated once. One mistake. I didn't know the full story back then, just what she told me. According to her, my dad was a liar, a manipulator, a man who ruined everything we had. She said he didn't love us, that he chose another woman over me. She made sure I knew that everything bad in our lives after that point was his fault. I believed her. I was a kid. She was my mom, and she was crying all the time back then. I remember nights when she'd sit on the couch drinking wine and saying things like, "Your dad ruined us. He doesn't care. He's probably happy with that other woman." I'd sit there and just nod because what else could I do? I didn't have any reason to doubt her. My dad tried to call sometimes, but my mom would hang up or tell me he was drunk. She told me he didn't pay child support and that he didn't want to see me. I grew up hating him without ever hearing his side. By the time I got old enough to think for myself, he had already stopped trying. He was paying support through the court, but we didn't see much of it. My mom always said it wasn't enough, that he was cheap. I only found out later that he actually paid regularly, but she used most of it to keep up with bills and her lifestyle. After she kicked my dad out, she got custody of the house fast. He moved to another part of the state. My memories of that time are fuzzy, but I remember boxes shouting and him standing in the driveway one last time. My mom told me not to wave. I didn't. I just watched him drive away. For a while, it was just the two of us. She dated a lot of guys after that. None of them lasted. Most were the kind of men who came over late, left early, and didn't make eye contact with me. I'd hear her crying sometimes after they left. She'd say she couldn't find anyone loyal, that all men were trash like my dad. I didn't know what to say. I was a kid caught in the middle of her bitterness. She went through a handful of guys, some of them sketchy, some of them just bored and looking for someone to pass time with. A few cheated on her too. I remember thinking that was karma, even before I really understood what that word meant. She kept saying she was done with men until she met Kevin. Kevin came into the picture when I was 14. He wasn't flashy or young like some of the others. He was a calm guy, kind of quiet, and worked as a mechanic. Steady job, steady life. He was the only man who seemed to have the patience to deal with her moods. My mom softened a bit around him. He treated me decently from day one. He wasn't trying to replace my dad, but he made an effort. He'd ask about my grades, help fix my bike, stuff like that. For the first time since my dad, we felt like a family again. They got married when I was 16. Kevin had 2 daughters from his previous marriage, both younger than me, and we all moved into one house. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. Kevin was loyal. He was the kind of guy who came home every day after work, cooked on weekends, didn't go out drinking. He didn't make much money, but he worked hard. My mom liked to act like she was the boss of the house, but everyone knew Kevin was the one holding everything together. He'd cover bills when she overspent. He fixed everything that broke. He stayed through her bad moods. I respected him for that. Fast forward a few years. I'm in college now, but I live at home to save money. Tuition is expensive, and Kevin and my mom help me out with food and bills. I don't love living there, but it makes sense financially. I go to classes, come home, do my thing. It's a quiet setup. Then last week happened. It was a regular day. I got home from my university classes, went straight to my room, and turned on my console. I play games to unwind. It's my way to tune out the world. A couple hours in, I started hearing some noise out on the porch next to my room. Nothing crazy, our porch is kind of a storage space. My mom helps a local semi-pro football team with gear and stuff, so sometimes players stop by to grab equipment. I figured that's what it was. But then the noises didn't stop. They got quieter, closer. After a while, I realized what I was hearing, and it made my stomach drop. It's weird how your brain recognizes certain sounds before your body catches up. I sat there frozen for a couple minutes, trying to convince myself I was wrong. Then I heard it again. I paused my game. I listened. I couldn't mistake it anymore. It was exactly what it sounded like, someone hooking up on our porch. I felt this rush of heat and confusion, like my body wanted to run but couldn't. I shouted out loud without even thinking. I said something like, "I don't know what the F is going on out there, but it better stop." I slammed my door and made noise on purpose, hoping they'd scatter or something. I put on my shoes, stormed out, and went to the front door. When I stepped outside, I didn't see anyone in the yard, but I already knew. I saw movement on the porch, saw her, my mom, and one of the football players she helps out. They both froze when they saw me. He pulled away, and she tried to act like nothing happened. My brain just snapped. I started calling them both scumbags and every name I could think of. She kept saying it wasn't what it looked like, but come on. I'm not stupid. He ran off down the yard and into his car. My mom just stood there, red-faced, trying to fix her clothes. She went inside fast and locked herself in her room. I just kept yelling. I said this is BS. I said this is effed up. I was shaking. I left the house and walked around for over an hour trying to calm down. My thoughts were all over the place. I couldn't believe what I just saw. My mom, the same woman who destroyed my dad's life over cheating once, was doing the same thing behind Kevin's back. The same woman who used to lecture me about loyalty and honesty, out there hooking up with some random dude on our porch. I felt disgusted and embarrassed. When I came back home, she was sitting on the couch pretending to watch TV. I told her we needed to talk. She looked at me like I was the one who did something wrong. I told her I knew exactly what I saw, and she needed to come clean to Kevin before I did. I reminded her that she kicked my biological dad out for less than this. I told her she broke our family once, and now she was doing it again to someone who didn't deserve it. At first she looked guilty. Then she started crying. She said she was sorry, that it wouldn't happen again, that Kevin didn't need to know. I told her he had every right to know. She begged me not to tell him, said I didn't understand, said it was a mistake, and that she still loved him. I told her it didn't matter, she still crossed a line. That's when she changed. Her tone went cold. She said if I told Kevin, she'd kick me out and stop supporting me. She told me I was being ungrateful, that after everything she did for me, this was how I repaid her. She said it was none of my business what she did in her own marriage. She even brought up my biological dad, told me to go live with him if I thought she was such a bad person. That hit deep because she knows I barely have a relationship with him. After years of being told he was trash, I never really reached out. When I finally did after high school, it was awkward. He had moved on, had a new wife and a kid. We talk occasionally, but it's surface level. I know he's still bitter about the child support and how my mom handled things. It's like there's too much damage to fix. But hearing her throw that in my face like a weapon made me realize who she really is. She doesn't care about right or wrong, she just cares about control. She took me away from my dad for cheating once, turned me against him for years, and then became exactly what she claimed to hate. I didn't tell Kevin, not yet. I thought about it 100 times. He's a good guy, doesn't deserve this. But if I tell him, it'll destroy their marriage. And my mom will probably take it out on me. She'd stop helping with my tuition, and honestly, I can't afford to mess up my education over her mess. That sounds selfish, but it's reality. I'm trapped between doing what's right and protecting my future. I can't look at her the same anymore, though. Every time she acts nice around Kevin, it makes my skin crawl. She makes him lunch, kisses him goodbye, and I just sit there thinking, you don't deserve him. He's loyal, he works hard, he treats you better than you deserve. You're going to break him the same way you broke my dad. It's been a week, and she acts like nothing happened. She even jokes around with me like she didn't threaten me and destroy whatever respect I had left for her. Every time she talks to me, I have to fight the urge to tell her I hate what she's become. I keep thinking back to when I was a kid and how she painted my dad as this monster. Maybe he really did cheat once, maybe he made a mistake, but he tried. He apologized. He called. He sent money, and she turned me into a weapon to punish him. She made sure I hated him so she could feel like she won. Now I finally see the truth. My dad wasn't perfect, but he wasn't the villain she made him out to be. He's remarried now, has a little girl, and from what I can tell, he's doing fine. I'm happy for him, but part of me resents him too. I wish he had fought harder for me. Even if she pushed him away, he should have tried more. Maybe I wouldn't have spent my whole life believing lies. But now I know where the real problem always was. It was her. She's the one who ruins everything she touches. My dad, her boyfriends, even Kevin, she destroys every good thing that comes her way. I'm stuck here until I graduate. After that, I'm done. I'm moving out, cutting contact, and rebuilding my relationship with my dad. I want to hear his side of everything, not her twisted version. I need to know what really happened between them because now that I've seen who she truly is, I'm starting to believe every bad thing she said about him was just projection. I haven't told anyone about what I saw. Not Kevin, not her parents, not even friends. I'm holding it in because I don't want to blow up my own life in the process, but I can't unsee it. I can't forget it. I used to think my mom was strong for leaving my dad after he cheated. Now I think she was just self-righteous. She used his mistake to justify her bitterness. And now that she's done the same thing, I see her for what she really is. Someone who can't take responsibility for her own failures. I don't know if I'll ever forgive her. What I do know is that when I have a family of my own, I'll do everything I can to not repeat this cycle. I'll be honest. I'll fight for my kids. I won't lie to them to make myself look better. I won't turn them into weapons. She took my dad from me, and now she's taken away whatever love I had left for her. That's what I lost that day on the porch, not just respect, but the illusion that my mom was any better than the man she hated. And that's something I can never get back.